Okay guys, give me your honest opinion. Does the pinstripe work or it doesn't work? I like it. I mean, the blue is not a perfect match to my dip, but still, I think it adds a little splash of color, which really makes the wheels pop. So tomorrow night, I'm going to my first car meet at night, which I've never done before. I've gone to a lot of car meets here during the daytime here in Texas, but never one at night, so I don't really know what to expect. But today, that brings me to this. So this is an underglow kit. Yeah, I know, a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, nah, that's ricey, no, that's cool. Well, I'm gonna put it on my car, and here's the reason why. I grew up in the 90s where underglows were awesome, but then during like the 2000 era, where all the Honda Civics and Integras had them, it was really played out. But now it's kind of coming back. I see it a lot on supercars, and I also see them on a lot of lifted trucks, and they look awesome, and people really like it. So you know what? I'm gonna do it to my R8, and I don't care what anyone says. This kit I got off Amazon. It's universal. It has tons of different colors, and it's waterproof, and it works with Android and Apple. It's pretty easy to install. Again, it's universal. So this is a cigarette lighter that plugs into the cigarette lighter adapter. It has a switch on and off, and then that runs to that box, which I can control using an app on my phone to change the colors, and it goes to these two lines, which will hook up to all these LEDs. So let me kind of lay these out and show you. So that's part of the front over the wheel well. This right here will be along the side of the car. And then this other section is above the rear wheel well, and then this will go on the back of the car. And it's the same for the other side. So you have two LED strips in the front, two long ones on the side, and two short ones in the back. And these right here will plug to these two right here. So let me plug these in and just give them a test run to make sure everything works fine. Okay, so I have it plugged to my cigarette lighter port that's in the front. I do have one inside the car, but I'm just gonna test it with this one for the time being. The key's in the ignition. I have it turned on, but not started. Flip this on. There you go. So those are the front, those are the long sides, and that is the back. I think, where's my phone at? So these are the instructions, and there's a QR code I can scan and basically start using the app. I've already done it. Here it is on my phone. Let's see, this is SP110E. Just following the directions. It has to be on GBR and WS2811 with a total pixel of 100. Hit enter. Let's see. There we go. Cool. Magenta, yellow, green, white. And I think I can also, this is solid. I think I can do auto. Whoa, that's a little too crazy for me. And then these are a bunch of presets. I can make it go fast. I can make it flip between certain colors. Whoa, that's a little too much. Let's go back to solid. Let's turn off the light. I want to check this out. Oh, still got one light on. There we go. Jeez. I will probably leave the car on blue. Wow. Or white, mainly. Probably white, because I think it looks really cool and makes the car look like it's floating. But yeah, everything works. So let's go ahead and get to the install. One thing I forgot to mention, this is not required. So this actually is, it comes separated, but I spliced them together. I can actually take the red wire and the black wire and tap it into the fuse box in the car. So that way it also turns on and off with the keys. But I think this just makes things a lot easier for me because I'll leave it plugged here and I can run the wires down right to the bottom of the car for all the lights versus trying to run everything inside the car. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is for the install. So for the install, I'm gonna first disconnect these two because they don't really need to be connected. I can run this main wire down and then through the floorboard. But for these LED strips, I think it's easier to do the side first and then run this cable here inside the fender well and then adhere that to the bottom of the rear. And then over here, that will run above this, inside this fender well, and then that can be installed on the lower portion of the front of the car. And then I'll do the same for the other LED strip as well. So these come with like this double-sided tape. It says that it's not recommended to only hold up these to the car and using that because I guess it's not strong enough. So they supplied a whole entire bag of kind of these, I don't know what you call these. They hold on, and then you could put a bunch of these screws and clip them all along the bottom of the car to hold them up. I don't know if I want to drill into my car or my side skirt, so I'm probably going to clean the crap out of the bottom of my car, and probably if this peels off, I might just use some extra strength 3M tape, which is a lot stronger, and I use it a lot to hold up side skirts, splitters, diffusers, wings, so it should work fine for this versus using this clip holder and drilling 2 holes along the bottom of my car, which I don't think is good. So let's go ahead and do the side first, and then we'll do the back, and then we'll do the front. So I just finished installing the side LEDs and I'm already running into issues. Let me show you. So remember how I said the double-sided tape will probably not hold because that's not really what it was designed for, but you can see it's not even sticking to anything. So I had to whip out the drill, and if you can look, there's actually tie wraps because my side skirt extension actually has a lip right here. So I drilled into that and I used tie wraps to wrap the LED onto the side skirt extension. And the kit actually comes with a bunch of small little tie wraps, so that worked out really well. I just need to go back, clip off all the excess tie wraps, and the side should be good to go. It's actually holding on pretty well. So once I do that, then I'm gonna start on the back side. I should have mentioned this, but I clipped off 5 tie wraps because I actually have 5 different spots where I drilled holes and I installed the tie wraps to hold the side LED in place. Okay, let's do the back. So another issue. What I realized was this LED strip with the double-sided tape, since we know it doesn't stick to the bottom of my car, and I'm gonna have to drill holes for tie wraps or those retainer clips, I can't install this because my engine's back here and the under tray is all metal, so I can't drill into that. And I don't want to drill into it. The only other place for me to actually mount these LED strips by drilling is my carbon fiber diffuser, which there is no way I'm drilling into that. So I've made the decision to keep this car with only side LED glow lights. I'm not going to do the back and I'm not going to do the front because it's just too much of a pain to try to figure out how to mount this, and I don't want to screw up anything on the bottom of my car. So the thing about this LED strip is I can actually just cut it off right here, and the sides will still work perfectly fine running the power cord to the cigarette lighter port. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just cut off this end and kind of seal it up, waterproof it so nothing can get in. And for the front, since I'm not using this LED strip because it'll look weird to have the side in the front and nothing in the back, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut it right here, and then I'm gonna cut it right here, remove the LED strip, and there's 3 wires in here, 3 wires in here. You can probably actually see it right here. And then I'm just gonna splice them together and everything should work perfectly fine, and I'll have a car that will have neon lights, LED lights on the sides, which is actually kind of the traditional way of doing underglows before everyone started doing all around the car. And I think it'll actually look cleaner with just the sides. Okay, so I ran the wire up here, up the fender, under this plastic cover, routed it right here. I pierced a little hole into this rubber piece just so it can slide through, and this can still create a good seal when I lower the frunk. And then I spliced it to the rest of the wires. There you go. You can see the 3 wires. And now I could plug this back in and test it out. Okay, so it looks like everything works. Now I just got to go ahead and do the other side of the car, and then I could take it for a test drive. There she is. She's all done and ready to go to the car meet. So I'm running a little late right now, but I want to show you the final install and how it looks. And then I'm going to give you some shots of it driving and also at night. Okay, let's pop the hood. There you go. Super clean. I got that cable coming here for the passenger side. Got this cable right here coming from the driver's side, and I tucked it under this floorboard, and you can see the wires coming up and into the cigarette lighter port. So for this button right here, I always have it turned on, but it's actually not powered on because this port only powers on if the key's in the car and it's in the on position. When the key's out of the car, this is actually, there's no power running through, so even if this is on, it's not draining any battery. But let me go ahead and put the key in the car. Okay, so now power is flowing, but it's off. And I have it set that way. I actually crank the brightness all the way down. So when I'm in the car, I can turn on this system using the app, and then I can control the brightness and change everything. So let me do that right now. Okay, here's the app. There it is, SP1110E. It's connected. I'm gonna hit enter. Actually, you know what? Let me turn off some of the lights. Okay, much better. So now I'm gonna crank up the brightness There you go. Gonna play around with the different colors. Ah, how cool does that look? And it's on both sides, so that's the driver's side. And that is the passenger side. Looks really cool. Okay, let me take you through some of the options. So if I hit auto, and I can control the speed of how that moves. So I can speed it up, or I could slow it down. And then I can do the presets. There's like 100 different presets. One I really like is 61. So you see how it actually pulses. Right now it's on super slow, but let me crank it up. And then I can put it in the middle. Oh man, that reminds me of Need for Speed Underground. So I'm going to leave it on white and solid at full brightness, and it's time to hit the show.